Hey everyone, welcome back to Wig It Out with Nikki. Thank you for joining my Wig 101 bootcamp, things that I wish I would have known before I purchased my first wig. I started out with measurements. It's important to get your circumference and measurements to purchase the proper wig cap size. The next was wig grips, and now we're talking the difference between heat-friendly and regular synthetic fibers for your wig. So wigs are fibers. They are just like your shirt, your jeans, everything. Certain fibers, though, are different. So you're not going to treat a silk shirt the same way you would treat a cotton shirt. All of them have different care methods to properly care for them. So heat-friendly. Heat-friendly are amazing, but they do require more work and effort, and you're not going to get quite as long of a life out of a heat-friendly wig as you will a regular synthetic wig. And the reason why, when I first looked into heat-friendly wigs, I thought, oh, great, if I want to curl it, I can curl it, or I can apply heat if I want to. You can, but unfortunately for regular upkeep, you do intermittently have to apply heat. And when I say have to, you'll understand. The wig fibers start to get frizzy and just look horrible. If you're going to try a heat-friendly wig, I would recommend going with a straight one to start with. They're a lot easier to handle and deal with. Because I don't know about you, but I have not had great hair my whole life. So adding certain curls back into wigs once you've taken the reheated and resealed the fibers, I'm not the best at. I'm going to be honest. It's definitely a learning process. I'm also going to show you a little bit about the fibers. All right, so with your hair fibers, when you first purchase it, they're going to be nice and smooth and silky. And so you've got your nice straight hair fiber. Now, as you go, you're going to get these little offshoots, and they're going to be microscopic, but that's what's going to make your hair look frizzy. So by applying heat, you apply your heat, and I will link a couple of videos that show how to apply heat to heat-friendly. You're wanting to reseal those back down. So you're not just going to apply your heat, you're going to apply your heat and continue whatever the motion is as it cools down. So if you're using a flat iron, the only time you can use a fine-tooth comb is when you're doing your heat treatment. So you're going to apply your heat, and then you're going to run the comb through while it cools down to ensure that those ends seal back up. So it's really important that you don't just apply the heat and walk away, because those ends are just going to go right back again. You want them to cool in the position that you want them to be in. So if you want it nice and straight, you're going to have to run your heat through, and then as it cools, allow it to cool in the position that you want. There is some pluses and minuses of going with heat-friendly, though. I can take this beautiful wig that's straight today, I can curl it and have a beautiful wavy beach wave curl, a tight ringlet curl, and then a couple days later, I can then make it straight again. So you have to take the pluses and minuses with everything. And I hope you found that informative. I'm sure there's plenty of other things, but to me, not knowing that I have to apply heat to a heat-friendly wig, I wouldn't have bought one to start out with, because it can get overwhelming. Now, the other thing is even though it says heat-friendly, you can only go up to a certain temperature. Each manufacturer of wigs has different recommendations of how high you can do the heat, but a general good rule of thumb is 280 degrees. So just keep that in mind, that just because it's heat friendly, you don't want to put your straightener to 400 degrees and go to town. You are going to melt this. This is a fiber. It's not hair. It's just like what you have when you wear your shirts stretch out, your pants stretch out. You put them back in the dryer, it shrinks them back up. Same thing you're doing is you're shrinking that back in, you're resealing it, and living a couple more days with a beautiful wig. The other thing is the shorter the wig is, the less friction. So that's what causes the fraying at the end of the fibers, is friction from your clothes when you're driving to work, from your shoulders, any of that is what causes it. So the shorter the wig, the less heat treatments you have to do. The longer the wig, the more frequent your heat treatments are. Sometimes when not sometimes, most of the time, as soon as I get home, when I have a heat-friendly straight wig in, I just mist it very lightly with water and run my heat through it every time because it just takes a few seconds. When I have a wig that maybe I wore that day and it was windy out and I need to do a heat treatment, that can take up to like 30 minutes if it gets extremely frayed. So something to think about too is it is time consuming to get those ends straightened back out for heat treatments of the heat-friendly wigs. All right, if you like what you see and you want to see more, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell. That way you can get alerted to my next video, which I talk a little bit more on what I wish I would have known before I bought my first wig. Thank you for joining me and have a great rest of your day.